Wrestlers know about that stuff. Yeah. This is the wrestling section if you haven't figured it out by now. Anyway, I want to welcome all our friends and family to this special night. A lot of you have come far away. Planes, trains, automobiles, buses, walked here. Some people are still in transit, I don't know. And I'd like to especially thank the Narvaez family for all your love and support of Christie and Joe. Also, I'd like to recognize Abby, Stacy, and Arlene for guiding us through this special day. And I'd like to give a special loving applause around to my beautiful wife, Lori. Please stand. We appreciate it. Good job. Now, about 3 years ago, Lori told me that Christie was seeing somebody she liked. Me being the dad, I said, "Oh." And she said, "Well, I can't really tell you about him. Christie's going to have to tell you about him." Now, that didn't sound too good on the surface, as you can imagine. So, about 2 months later, Christie and I are at a Yankee game having dinner, and she says to me, "Dad, I met someone special." I said, "Oh, really?" "Well, tell me about him." "Well, he's funny. He's a comedian, just like me." "Oh, great. The money you two will make together." So all I need is another person to support. She could tell I wasn't very excited right up front, but she said, no, he's a salesman too. He's a really hard worker. He works really hard." It's okay, it's getting a little better. "And he's also a wrestler, just like you, Dad." "Oh, great. Now we know he can take pain and abuse." That's perfect. Perfect. "What else? Keep going." "Oh, he's Puerto Rican." "Ah." That's not bad. We could really use some rhythm in this family. All right, keep going. "Well, he's a little older than me." "How old?" "Well, he's 35. 35, I'm 55, 20 years difference." "Okay, I can still be kind of like his father." All right. "I know there's a but. What's the bad news?" Big pause. "Well, Dad, he's a Mets fan." That's how our journey began. That's how the journey began. So over the next few months, we started hanging out with Christie and Joe, and their relationship was moving along nicely. We even went on vacation together to Florida, and that was fun. And there was a rare opportunity down there for me and Joe to bond. And I really didn't know a lot about this guy, Joe. So we decided to one night go out to the Cleveland Sports Bar. A lot of you guys are laughing. You know the story. Or some of the story. And it was a perfect night for it. The Giants were playing the Patriots in the playoffs. It was a wonderful night. And, you know, Joe's a tough macho, you know, wrestling guy. He really doesn't express his emotions too well, his inner self. So, you know, and I know a lot of you are saying, is that the same Joe we know that tells vulgar toilet jokes to an audience of 200 people, including his mother in the audience? Yes, he doesn't really express himself with the real down-home stuff. So, from where I come from, you get to know somebody by throwing a few cocktails down and loosening up. And, you know, so about 20 tequila shots later, and 30 beers, and for hours, Joe calling me coach and drooling all over me. All true. He reaches around my shoulder, puts me in like a gentle headlock, and he whispers in the ear the most sweetest compliment I ever heard. He says, "You've done a great job with your daughter. I love her." Now, obviously, the whole night I had a huge smile on my face. Ear to ear, it was wonderful. Even hours later, after the Giants had won, beat the Patriots, it was all good. Even while the two large bouncers were escorting Joe out of the bar, it was still a great night. You know, all true. Now, a lot of people ask me, when did you first start liking Joe? And I give him my best Jerry Maguire answer. I tell people, he had me at coach. Now, our next contestant, she's been known or described as tough, brave, inspirational, resilient. And that was all adjectives used before she was 7 years old. At 8 years old, 8 to 12, she was described as competitive, athletic, witty, smart, and talented. Now, for her teenage years, we're going to leave those adjectives out for tonight. It's a family program. As an adult, she's known as determined, professional, loyal, loving, beautiful, and now wife. It's been a real treat watching Christie grow into the beautiful young lady she is today. And they say people's personalities are developed by the time they're 5 years old. Well, we knew early on we had somebody special. When Christie and my family were confronted with childhood leukemia, we knew we had two choices. Either get tough and deal with it, or collapse into despair. Well, we weren't concerned. We had a special secret weapon. Her name was Christie. She never cried, she never complained. She was always in the mood to play. Her spirit lifted us from day one, and she inspired all of us. In fact, even today, Christie would argue that selling Groupon to Korean nail salons is tougher than going through chemo at 5 years old. That's true. People would say, it must have been tough as a parent going through it. I would say, yes, it was the worst of times, but it was also the best of times. We grew stronger as a family, and me and Christie became best friends for life.
Aww.
Even though these were trying times, even though they were trying times, I never doubted once that we'd be walking arm in arm, as we did today, down the aisle. Somebody famous once said, life is but a box of chocolates. You never know what kind you're going to get from your friends. It's how you deal with the adversity is what makes you the person you become. Right?
Right.
We have a lot of people in the audience today that have been dealt lemons and make lemonade. People, despite their ailments, live life to its fullest. Right? People like Tina, Grandpa Raymond, Grandpa Joe, Grandma Mary, Grandma Dolores, Barb, Michelle, and of course Joe with his hairline issues. It's true, Joe. So, Christie and Joe, life is, as husband and wife, is not always a fantasy like it is tonight. There are a lot of curves and bumps. You have to learn to embrace the challenges, learn from them, grow from them, and move ahead. You must realize that the key to your happiness is to understand that it's your journey that is the reward. Your journey is the reward. Now, so my dream tonight is when times are tough and life seems impossible, I want you to close your eyes and remember today. Remember the joy and the love and the happiness in this room. And if you do that, I promise you, it'll always come out all right. Now, now please, join me. Raise your glass. Here's to a long, happy, loving life together. Here's to Christie and Joe. Salute.
Let's give them a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And at this point in time, we'd like to ask Christie to stay with her dad for this stepfather-daughter dance.